Has the president or anyone at the White House ever asked or suggested that you open an investigation of anyone? Yes or no, please, sir?
The president or anybody else?
Seems you would remember something like that and be able to tell us.
Yeah, but I'm trying to grapple with the word suggest. I mean, there
I
have
think
been
she
discussions
has a
of
very powerful slogan when she says, I'm the best person to prosecute the case against Donald Trump, and there's all these viral moments of her questioning senators and questioning politicians and making them wilt.
Senator Kamala Harris has made a name for herself as a tough prosecutor.
Did you have any communication with any Russian businessmen or any Russian national?
Oh, we all know that look. The look that made Jeff Sessions nervous. We all know that look.
Somebody
Sir,
came
I
up to
have
me.
just a few.
Will you let me qualify it? If I don't qualify it, you'll accuse me of lying. So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
And I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
Are you?
Kamala suffers no fools. My grandmother used to use that term, and she doesn't play a lot of games. So when it's time to work, you're working.
Did you watch Dr. Ford's testimony?
I did not. I plan
Thank you.
to. I plan
Thank
to.
you.
I plan to.
Civil rights advocate Latifah Simon was 23 years old when she met Harris.
I got a call one day from a woman who said she was a prosecutor in Oakland, but she had gotten a new job in San Francisco working with the city attorney, and that she wanted to start a task force for girls who were in the sex trade. And in that 5-minute phone call, I was like, who is this woman? And it was Kamala Harris.
In 2003, Oakland prosecutor Kamala Harris was running for her first political office, and she was up against her former boss and then San Francisco District Attorney Terrence Hallinan.
He was not just her former boss, but he sort of represented old San Francisco. So he was established San Francisco left.
Rebecca Prozan was Harris's campaign manager.
And in those days, we had a general election in November and a runoff in December. I looked at her and I was like, you're at 8%. Like, how are you going to pull this off? And she was like, you just need to get me into the runoff. If you get me into the runoff, I know I can win.
38-year-old Kamala Harris came out of nowhere and was
It didn't take long for Harris to raise her profile.
Kamala was running right up the middle. And so she was able to bridge a lot of the different parts of San Francisco together.
She won, becoming California's first African-American district attorney.
After me, I, Kamala Harris.
I, Kamala Harris.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support.
My first day working for her,
That I will support.
I went down the hall into the front office. I saw pictures of, there was like 40 white men, and then there was Kamala Harris.
And 7 years later, Harris once again broke barriers, becoming California's first female and first black attorney general.
I thank California, and now let's get to work.
As DA and later as Attorney General of California, Harris's career was difficult to define. She refused to pursue the death penalty in a high-profile killing of a police officer, but also defended California's death penalty in federal court. She called for racial bias training for police, but did not support legislation that would have required her office to investigate fatal police shootings. She implemented reentry programs for felons, but also refused to review wrongful conviction cases.
Calistoga, Napa area, the same
Marisa Lagos, now a political correspondent at KQED, covered Harris's career as DA and Attorney General.
This is a place where everyone's a shade of Democrat, and because of that, I think politics get really personal.
The 2004 murder of San Francisco police officer Isaac Espinoza put the new DA at odds with her fellow Democrats, when Harris refused to seek the death penalty against the officer's killer.
Moving forward after that, she was a lot more aware of the potential for any political decision or position she took to be used against her. And so I think that was really a learning moment for her that has, I would argue, kind of informed a lot of what she's done since then politically.
When they don't receive the benefit of a good public education.
To her supporters, Harris was a force for change.
We're talking 2004, 2005, 2006, and I have the elected DA, young black woman, telling me, create a program where we get 300 to 400 or 500 young people who the state says to put in jail for 20 years for 5 grams of crack, get them jobs.
Scared and facing a felony conviction for selling cocaine.
But the single mother caught a break when she was diverted to back on track.
It's about, yeah, you did commit a crime, accept it, own up to it, and then let's talk about what we can do to change the circumstances going forward.
Especially in those early days, I think she made way for a lot of progressive prosecutors.
I did it in San Francisco. As Attorney General, I can do it across California.
She's not a progressive prosecutor.
Laura Bazelon is a law professor at the University of San Francisco.
There is such a thing as a progressive prosecutor, and you believe that you're not just a tool to cement further this wall of mass incarceration, and instead you're going to be making decisions that are about dismantling the system of mass incarceration. So, for example, you're not going to prosecute low-level drug offenses or prostitution in some cases. You are not going to seek cash money bail. So there's kind of a laundry list that progressive prosecutors check off in their campaign platforms. She neither made those promises nor fulfilled them.
I am proud, that being said, of the fact that we have the highest conviction rates that we have had in San Francisco in over 15 years. I'm proud of the fact that we have sent twice as many serious and violent felons to state prison.
Where I think my biggest concern is, it's in the area that's been described as wrongful conviction cases or actual innocence cases. And then when she was AG, she didn't use the power of the AG to basically tell the county prosecutors, you know, you screwed up here and I'm not going to back you.
It's a complicated past, and all of that makes her messaging all the more important as she tries to sort of harness what I think is a genuine interest on a lot of, members of the Democratic Party in what she has to offer.
I am so proud to represent this beautiful, diverse state.
When Harris won California's Senate seat in 2017, she used her prosecutor skills to ask tough, pointed questions in Washington.
Have you had any conversation about Robert Mueller or his investigation with anyone at that firm? Yes or no?
Well, is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
And it's those moments that have gotten her the most attention as she runs for president.
For her, I think that the challenge right now is to kind of establish herself as an authentic, believable person that's more than just, the woman everyone saw interrogating Brett-Kavanaugh or Jeff Sessions, which is where a lot of people were drawn to her. She's just more of an unknown than a lot of the people that she's sort of competing with in that top tier.
But for her first campaign manager, it feels like 2003 all over again.
The issue in 2003 was people underestimated her. And I think what's happening now is people are underestimating her. And it's one thing to get the moments that she's getting in terms of the debates and the questioning as the member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. But as I'm following her online and I'm seeing the hundreds and thousands of people that are lining up to see her in South Carolina and in Iowa, let people underestimate her. Let her do what she does best. Let's see how she does.
This is a fight that is for the soul of our country, that is born out of love of country, and this is a fight we will win.